Now, personal stories are one of the most powerful tools to encourage and inspire. Like what Timothy Cage and John Capacci wrote in their book Living Proof, they say that as natural born storytellers, we respond to other stories because they are deeply, intimately familiar. In this series, I'll be speaking to several business owners to get them to share their journey in stepping out of their comfort zone in the pursuit of happiness. In today's video podcast, I speak with Jasper Eng, one of the founders of Finance Guru, Singapore's leading mortgage broker, to share with us why knowing your whys, being patient, and having an open mind is so important in every business endeavor. But really, I want to thank you for being my first guest on this podcast.
Don't mention.
Okay, so maybe I'll leave you to introduce yourself and then maybe
Sure.
tell us what do you do. Yeah.
Sure. So, hi everybody, I'm Jasper from Finance Guru. So basically, right, I'm a mortgage broker, and I help customers to secure a suitable housing loan if they are going to purchase a property. So with customer, with I already have a property. So what my role will be to help them to save interest rate for them, so that they will have savings, and of course, for my affluent customers, I'll be able to sort of propose some unique loan structuring that will cater to their needs. So in a nutshell, this is what I do.
Okay. So this is so you didn't start Finance Guru. You were 10 years in working for other companies and with I think relationship manager as well, right?
Correct. I was in the financial sector since day one. So
okay.
2 years in the insurance industry. All right.
Okay.
So to get some experience. So after that, I move on to my first role in the bank. So that's DBS Bank. So from there, I never look back. Since my career, I'm doing loans. So I'm the bank for at least a decade. Doing loans as a relationship manager.
So how was the 10 years that it was how was the experience like, and did any of the experience actually make you to start to think like maybe I can start my own like Finance Guru, your own business?
Definitely. What triggered, right? I think this 10 years, I think I'm very fortunate. I always think that I'm very lucky. I always call myself being blessed, because to start from the bank. So in the bank, I worked very hard when I was young. Even now, just that I'm very fortunate to have good mentors, good bosses that render me support and guide me through the tough time. I would say till now we're still in contact for my bosses that I really appreciate. All right. So what makes me come up to do something on my own? Because in the bank, you see, right? We only have one bank to sell. So we have our own KPI that we have to hit to make ourselves, to secure the job. All right. So of course, besides understanding customer needs, right? As a salesperson, my package is always the best, lah.
yeah, exactly. More biased, right?
In a way. So of course, this take a toll. All right. In terms of, I think it's something to be done along the way, lah. I just want, because mortgage is something I like, ma. So what can I do to better provide better services or advice to my client? So that's where the broking business comes into place. Because for Finance Guru itself, right, or broker, we're able to provide non-biased advice to the client because we partner all the banks. So there are more choices for them instead of just me being, an employee of a bank.
Yeah.
So this is one of the main reason that spur me to come out from the bank, I would say. And of course, as time goes by, I realized that time management is important, especially when I have two young kids. So the time I'm able to spend on work on them is definitely a bonus. Compared, I won't be able to do it if I'm an employee of where I used to be, lah. I would say, lah. Not that we can't, but it's like it'll be tougher, lah. I would say. So that's the main reason. One of the other reasons why I decided to step up.
Yeah. So actually, like I think, like what you mentioned also, I think you need to enjoy what you are doing in that sense, because I think when you are representing only one bank, sometimes as a relationship manager, or when you want to provide a service, we need to believe in that particular service as well.
Mm, mm.
And I find
I
that
agree.
one very very key. I think even moving forward, even for myself, I think it's very important to note that it is not just a product that we're selling, but really what serves the customer's needs. And I think that is what you are trying to achieve, in that sense, right? Customer
Correct.
first.
Correct. And this is a proven remedy or strategy. It's something true. Because as I shared, with the bank for at least a decade, right? And I have clients that is with me since the bank's day. Like. So I tell them that, hey, I left the bank. I've informed them. I
Yeah.
thank them for their support. So of course, along the way, then they will ask me, oh, where are you right now? So what are you doing? So from there, they go and do some research, and then I have a couple that still stay with me. And of
Mm-mm.
course, I'm always appreciative lah. That thankful that I have this group of supporters, because this will tell me that, hey, Jasper, at least something I do is right lah.
Yeah. True. True. True.
If not, why is that a checkpoint for myself?
Yes.
Why would my client just follow me? There must be something in me lah.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely.
That
Definitely.
there's some motivation that I do for myself here.
Okay. So, but I also know that relationship also takes time. So, how do you actually overcome that period of, sometimes you have to balance between time and quota, sales quota, because sometimes when
Mm.
you build relationship, you need some time, you cannot push. So, how do you balance this two, even up to now? How do you, uh, you know,
So I think it's about having to be true to yourself and to your client, because
mm,
client will know. Even I'm in the bank itself, right? Let's say
yeah,
I can only sell a sole product. If I don't have their interest in mind, they will feel it. They will know. So
mm,
so what I can do is to present the best my product to do for them. I
mm,
don't do comparison, because I only serve one bank. You get where
yeah,
I'm coming from.
yeah,
So
yeah,
so I just do my best to tell them, hey, this is what, based on your needs. This is what my proposed solutions. So
mm,
as long as it's true from my heart is for them, they will
mm,
know, rather than monetary reasons lah. They will know. Then from there they'll compare lah, who they talk
mm,
to, and of course the products. Whether which one suits them better. I think this is,
mm,
as long as we keep, even for us now, right? No doubt we represent we partner all the major banks, but
yeah,
again, it still has to the first priority is always the client interest.
mm, mm, mm,
So as long as you
yeah,
follow this closely, I think you should not go too far off lah.
yeah. True, true,
I,
true. I mean,
I, I,
I think you also surface, from what I hear, is the need for patience, lah, to really
mm,
allow the customers time
mm.
to decide for themselves. I think, yeah, even as a business owner, do you think that patience is one of the a very key trait that anyone who wants to start a business should have?
Definitely patience, because things will not move as fast as what you want or expect. So
Mm,
you have to be patient. I agree. It's one of the main trait. Patience. You just have to wait to be patient. Do what you're supposed to do. When the time is ready for you, I think you start to see results.
mm, mm, mm. So, are you
So
naturally a
patience
very patient person?
depends on the situation. So when my kids get too noisy,
Yeah, yeah. Yeah,
then
yeah,
I'll
yeah,
lose
yeah.
my I'll lose my
Yeah, yeah,
patience.
yeah.
But other than that, I think I'm quite patient. I think
Okay,
I'm
okay.
patient, because patience will allow you to listen
Yes.
to customer, because the common downfall I saw, right, that most salespeople like to share what they want to say
Mm,
rather than listen to what the customer needs. So if
yes.
you are not patient, you just want to go bring across what you want to bring across. It might not
Mm,
it might not be a good thing.
yeah.
It's always listening first, then you share with them, what is good for them. I think there's a certain level of patience you might have lah. If not,
Yeah.
very difficult.
Yeah, true, 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 true.
Especially because nowadays customers are more sophisticated. So the question they ask could be a couple, could be from A to Z,
Mm,
So, but it's nothing wrong, because of
mm,
this environment. So so patience definitely is the key lah. I would say it's
mm.
one of the
Okay.
a very very important trait
Okay.
for anybody.
Okay. So, I mean, just curious, what kind of mindset do you have when you first approach any client? So, other than patience, are there other things that you also sort of prep yourself before you meet any potential client?
Definitely. So I think the first approach is to make them feel comfortable.
Mm,
I think that's important. And of course, I would always start with sharing with them, who am I, who's my company. It has
mm,
some credential, can create credibility. And
mm,
so once they're comfortable, then I will always try to understand what are their needs first.
mm,
Then from there we will tackle down the problem of the
mm.
solutions. Then from
Okay.
there, always go with a open mind. So nothing wrong because you won't win all cases, you see. So as long as I always tell my colleagues that my advice to them is as long as you try your best, touch
Mm,
your heart, you do your best. If you did your very best, right, then it's okay whether you win or lose the case because you still
mm.
make a friend, right? End of the day. So
Yeah,
even
yeah.
if you don't close them, they might be you might not be the one for them, but they
Mm,
might refer customers to you or friends to you.
okay.
At certain times, certain things just not what we like, but it might be suitable for somebody else.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I think with an open mind will be helpful lah.
Mm,
So for myself, like in regard of loan size as well,
mm.
of course I wish for bigger loan size, easier for me,
Yeah. Yeah.
but I would say I treat everybody equally. That means the
Mm,
same. It's the same advice that I will give. Same advice is the same approach lah.
yeah.
Solutions might be different because of the demographics or certain other reasons, but
Mm,
approach is the same. You see, so there's a very clear line for me. Approach first, solutions definitely will be different lah, depending
yeah,
on
yeah,
on
yeah.
on the clients. Yeah.
In fact, I do like what you said just now. You're saying that you go with an open mind, meet a friend, even if it's not big, even though the
Mm,
person may not become a client. At least
mm.
you get someone, someone new, build that friendship, build that relationship.
And this is something that is really proven again, eh? Because like during COVID period, right? The circuit breaker, we can't go out, right?
Yeah.
So once it's open up, when we are allowed to meet more people, I try to meet more people, just have a chat on to understand what is happening in the arena. I
Mm.
think that's important to have a
Yep.
feel, what's happening. Then from there, unknowingly, you will not, you start seeing, because this networking is so important, it's so strong, they link you
Mm.
to unexpected things to happen along the
Yes,
way.
yes, yes.
I would say, yeah.
Yeah.
So meet, not no harm, just meet, no. So
Okay.
so just go with open mind, lah. I would say,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah, it's true, it's true. So again, back to customer centric lah. Is that
And
also how you and I understand you started the finance guru with three
mm,
other friends, is it?
other founder that I work very closely would be one lady. You can see from my
Mm.
website, right? Xingling. So
Mm.
that's my sister.
Oh, okay.
So we share the same surname. We try to work because working with we have all our challenges lah.
Yes,
Because
yes,
even
yes.
even with siblings or with friends, yeah. So how we get to together is over a coffee session. How this started,
Mm.
right? It's really true about
Yeah.
a drink session lah that we chit chat. Then realize that hey, why don't we do this
Mm.
and we just do that. So this is how we start. It's as true as what you saw in our website.
Okay, so you all just decided to just come together. You all had the expertise and just start something
Yes,
together.
I think we share the same dream, the same
Oh.
belief, and I think that's very important.
Mm.
Having to be aligned with what we want at the end of the day,
Mm.
our goals. So we happen to manage to align this part. That's
Mm.
how it got us started, I would say.
Okay.
Mm.
So what's the if you were to like rewind time, what's the one thing you wish you had known when you first started your business? I mean, finance guru is how old already? Like how many
We are
years in?
turning 2 years.
Okay. So what is one
Turning
thing you
three.
wish you had known when you first started?
If I could turn back time, okay, one thing that I think that I will be more particular is about to understand that technology is so important into this context.
Okay.
So when I say technology, this embeds encompass of system, having good
Mm.
system, uh, marketing, wow, social
Oh
marketing,
yes.
media marketing, all these
Yes.
are costly. So
Yeah.
at times you might pay, but you don't get but you don't get the result you want because you
Yeah.
are not familiar with this in this arena. So we just listen. Oh, you can do that. Oh, it is what we need. We have fulfilled for you. But at the end of the day, when things are not being met, nothing we can do. So if I could turn back time, I would say this is a piece that probably I would spend more effort in before jumping into business to
Okay.
equip myself by, because there's so many courses out there that you could and you don't go I don't expect myself to go in depth, but at least you know the surface. You know what exactly are they talking about. I think that's important, so that you know what to look out for. You know,
Yes.
because we can't just trust. Trust is a very sensitive word lah. We as much as we like to trust, but in this business world, you know, trust doesn't come in easily lah. Yeah, have to. It takes time.
Yeah.
So
Actually,
there's one
I
thing.
totally agree.
So
I
that,
think one thing that you mentioned is about being on the ground to practice this digital technology and not just outsourcing, right?
mm. Even you outsource, you also have to know some. You know, you need to know
Yes.
what's expected from them, what reports to see at the end of the month. You know, at least you know what to keep. At least, okay. You don't have to be the one doing, but at least you know how to keep track. Are you hitting your objective? You know, by engaging this agency, for example. Because
Okay.
by not doing all this, they just think that, oh, people do that for me, right? You'll
Mm.
be wrong lah.
True, lah. True. True.
You'll be wrong. You'll be wrong. You know, if you're lucky lah, then you'll find someone
Mm.
good. But if not, it's better lah. If you ask me, right, at the back time, at least I'm be quick all this, right? My learning curve will be less steeper.
Yeah. True.
Still have to learn, but it's smoother along the way, and all are
Mm.
very very costly. You know.
Yeah, I can imagine. So are you already embarking on practicing some of the digital marketing or technology?
Yeah, we try to be more hands on, but of course we
Mm.
are not the one behind it because we are not trained that aspect lah. But
Yes.
at least we know what are jargons that is to use, you know,
Yeah.
what to look out for lah. After
Yeah.
2 years of lessons, right? Then
Yes.
we better, so we are in a much better position. And of
So
course along the way we also meet up with better people.
yeah.
So that's how we
Okay.
go.
So really, it's through the knocks of the digital
Mm,
world that you start to know that okay, what to look out for,
mm.
and then what to be careful. So would you also feel that that is also maybe one of the biggest learning point, or one of the things that could have, I mean, if you would have turned back time and you really would have picked up that skill, that maybe the company would move faster forward. Would you see
Yes,
that as one of the biggest stumbling block?
yes, I would
Okay.
agree. I would agree because it's
Okay.
cost,
Okay.
cost, better in the cost. So if we go cut costs, we can move even further, but more, you know, faster. We can accomplish more things, you know, rather
Mm.
than, you know, learning the lesson. Per lesson is the time, you know,
Yes.
because there's certain period need to be tied up with the agency, ma, when you sign
Yeah.
on, you
Yeah.
see.
Yes.
So it's the time as well, not just money. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
True.
definitely something that that we, if I could turn back time, is something that I would definitely take note.
Yeah. But actually, what
Yeah,
you gain is really experience, lah. Because at the end of the day,
sure
some of the things,
experience,
yeah, you
external
won't know until
experience,
you go through, right?
correct.
Yeah.
So this is what I would say the number one thing to note,
Yeah.
and it's so crucial in this business world right now.
Yeah. So I know that other than the website, where can the audience find Finance Guru online?
You can find us in Facebook. We are in Facebook,
Okay.
Instagram,
Okay.
and of course Google. You could Google us as well.
Mhm.
So these are the social media that you can find us. And we
Mm.
have wonderful blogs in our we have fantastic content in our
Yes.
blogs. Do take a
Yes.
look. Yeah.
Yes.
So this is something that yeah, you can find good information there.